So you are majoring in sociology. Mm-hmm. You're playing football. Was it after junior year when you had that really good year where you were like, oh, I actually might be able to turn this into a career?
Yeah. Funny enough, that actually happened here in L.A.
Okay.
We had came out here to play USC.
Okay.
And we were down late in the game. I think with 12 minutes to go, I think we were down 19 points or something like that with 12 minutes to go. And I had a couple huge plays, a big catch, big punt return, and we came back and won the game on the last second field goal. And the great late Jim Murray for the LA Times came up to me at that time. If he put your name on the list, everybody put your name on the list. So he came up to me and said that I was going to be his front runner for the Heisman.
Wow.
You know, and I remember Notre Dame, we would always end the year in either Florida or California, and we would go out on Monday because it was Thanksgiving weekend, so our families would come out. So my brother was out there, and I remember going outside the locker room. I said, bro, this guy just said I'm going to be his front runner for the Heisman. And I said, even if I don't win the Heisman, you think somebody may want me to come play pro? And we looked at each other. We were like, nah, that ain't going to happen. Nah. What are you talking about? I mean, we were so laser focused, man, on education and all that, that we just never saw it coming until it was right in front of us, because 2 weeks after that.
I was going to say, so what happened then?
Yeah. So 2 weeks after that, you know, the draft of 87 is coming up, but they're already talking about the top guys for the 88 draft are going into the 87 football season. And my name was 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 on everybody's list. So even, you know, if you don't win the Heisman, somebody's going to be, you know what I mean? And so, you know, we had to go get an insurance policy. You know, we did all that stuff, man, because now all of a sudden you're in a totally different position. So
did it feel life-changing before it happened in that sense? Like when you started seeing your name on these lists, did you already feel like, wow, my life is going to be completely different than I thought it was going to be?
I still didn't see big picture. I didn't. And really that's because of the family I came from, man. You know?
Well, you only know what you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, my mom and dad are good people, or, you know, lost my dad a few years ago, but, you know, mom is salt of the earth, you know, church woman, never wanted me to play, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, after college, every year she would ask me, "Oh, you can quit now, you know."
Really? Even in the NFL?
Every year. Every year. You know, no matter, you know, and you prove to them that you can do it. You don't have to.
What, because of injuries, or like she wanted you home?
She wanted me, you know. She's a very, very religious woman.
Got it.
And thought the football is a devil's workshop. A sports period. You know what I mean? But no, I so
just like,
you know,
just like the water boy. Yeah, football's the devil. Yeah.
So yeah, man. No, it's you know, it's just one of those things where you're not thinking that because the people around you are not thinking that, you know.
Right.
I mean, when the people around you are talking about normal things and treating you normally, then that's what you do. That's who you are. Right. You know, and you know, no, it literally took people on the outside to tell us, what, don't y'all understand what's happening here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And because we definitely didn't see it.
Not only can you make it, but you can actually be great.
Yeah. You could be like really good at this game. You know? I mean, and but you know, I think by the time I got to my senior year, I understood. I fully understood what was happening.
Yeah.
And but even that, you know, the one thing I told my team, because, you know, going back a little bit in high school, I won 4 games in my 3 years on varsity.
You said you won?
I won 4 games. We were 4-25-1.
Wow.
So the first year at Notre Dame, I was 5-6. I think we may have gone 6-5 the first year. I mean, the second year. Lose first year. I think we were either 5-6 or 6. I think we were 5-6 because we went to USC that year. We were 4-6 out, no bowl game, no hope of doing anything. So, you know, all I wanted, I knew we were a good football team. All I wanted was to win. I just want to win. You know what I mean? Have a winning season would be great. So I just told my guys, please, you can help me out by, let's not be talking about this Heisman. Let's go and get this thing done. Let's go win. Let's go do this. And, and it worked until we were 8-1.
Oh, wow.
And we went to Penn State and we lose. Tony Rice tried to be the hero. Should have pitched me the ball. I was wide open on a 2-point conversion. He pitched me the ball. I walk in, but he tried to turn it up and it slipped or something. But anyway, so after that game, we know, we don't have, because if we win that game, we go down and play Miami with a chance. If we beat them, we go play the national championship.
Yeah.
So after that week, everybody, let's win the Heisman for Timmy. And, I probably had my worst game going down in Miami that year because now we're thinking about it, talking about it. But no, man, look, it was a pretty interesting time.
No kidding.
So, yeah.
Talk to me about draft day. What was that feeling like for you? Wanted to go number 1 overall, right? Mm-hmm. Once Atlanta pretty much said they were going to go defense no matter what, then we knew that wasn't going to happen. Mm-hmm. So the teams after that, and I don't know the exact order, but I know it was Kansas City, Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Kansas City, Detroit, Tampa Bay. It was 4 teams. I can't think of the other one. Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, Detroit. Yeah. So anyway, Kansas City, it's Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, and Detroit. Yeah.
So those are the 4 teams, and all those teams were looking for a savior. They were looking for somebody to come in and it's like, in the name of Jesus, he just healed us, right? and now you have to realize that. Let me go back and say this. Beginning of my senior year, we lose Steve Berline for draft. He went to the NFL. Terry Andresiak takes over. Terry is drop back quarterback, laser passer. We lose him in the opening game, my senior year. So Lou said, he brings me in and said, Tim, we're going to have to go to wishbone. We got to go to wishbone offense. Said Tony can't run a drop back offense, and we got to go to the wishbone. So I'm in a 3-point stance most of the year.
Yeah.
Or if they put me out, I'm still in the 3-point stance. And so that was my whole deal. Was I can't go from being in a 3-point stance wishbone offense to going up against some of the best cornerbacks in the history of the game. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So I need to get to a team where I got time. I can work with it. You know,
develop.
Yeah. And so we looked at the Raiders and like, dang. Marcus, Bo, James Lofton, Mervyn Fernandez, all these guys, we need to get there. Yeah. Todd Christensen at the time, Yeah,
that was a good squad.
Yeah. And and I don't know what my agent did, man, but, if he didn't do anything for me in the 20 years we were together, he did that.
One thing. Yeah.
He got me to the Raiders. He said, I don't know if Al's going to take you, but I'll get you, I'll try and get you there. And he did. And and come to find out, Al didn't want me.
Oh, really?
No. He walked out of the draft room.
No way.
That's the story I was told.
Wow.
He walked out the draft room and said, when this kid fails, it's on you guys. It's not on me.
Jesus.
So when I first get to the Raiders, Ron Wolf, who went into the Hall of Fame with me, literally, I mean, I've ran like 2 routes. And he pulls me off the field, and he's like sweating, like, "Hey man, look, we really need you to play well." I'm like, I'm at a little walkthrough, it's like I dropped 18 balls, and it was like, I was like, well, can we get to training camp? Can we like
stretching? Yeah.
It was really,
That's
but
crazy.
they were under a lot of pressure that if I didn't play well, they were all going to get fired.
Yeah.
So he didn't tell me that, but I mean, obviously, when the man's sweating bullets,
right.
you understand what's happening. So, so it was a little different, man. But it worked out perfectly for me because James Lofton and these guys, man, and we brought in Willie Gault. They brought in Willie Gault the same year they brought me in.
Just had a chat with him.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. And so it really put me in a position to return punts and kicks. And I literally thought I was born to return punts and kicks. So I had no fear, no trepidation at all about that. Matter of fact, the first time I touched the ball in college, I fumbled. First time I touched the ball in the NFL, I returned the kick 97 yards for a touchdown. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
but
retribution.
Right, yes. So, no, man. You know, so I had time, and then in a very strange way, man. My second year, I tear my knee up, and I have reconstructive surgery. But looking back on it, I think it was probably one of the best things that happened to me, because now I had a chance to, watching the game. When you're in college or whatever, watching the game on TV is one thing, but when you're in the locker room or you're in the meeting rooms and you see and you hear what is going on when the coach is telling what James and what James is responding back, man, that just mentally it took my game like out the roof, man. Yeah. And when I came back in '90, I mean, I didn't light it up because they didn't let me light it up, but they wanted to make sure. But I felt like I was a much, much better receiver mentally.
Yeah, just from the football IQ that you picked up being around those guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Your environment shapes you, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, and having James Lofton, who was, of course, Hall of Fame receiver, but man, he was such a great friend and great coach, and on the field that it just made life so easy.